le Canadien. C'est dans notre sang, dans notre cœur, notre tradition, notre honneur. Le Canadien, c'est tout, c'est une partie de nous. Bleu, blanc, rouge. Le Canadien, c'est une partie de nous.
Oh, they are a party the new. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks to be with the Hockey Nation Live Show on the special edition of the Red Lights 2025. That's the last one of the year here tonight. And we come at 7 o'clock. Why? Because we're going to do Team Canada tonight. They play against Denmark. And we're going to see what Canada going to bounce back after a win last game, but a difficult win in overtime. Meanwhile, I'm watching right now the tournament, and the Team USA are losing 2-0 against Slovakia at the beginning of the second period. And that said, they're not going to lose USA. Still a lot of minutes to play, but surprisingly, this tournament this year is a lot of teams don't expect to win. They step up and they play a solid game, and it's good for the tournament. I think it's good for all the hockey fans to see team like Latvia or right now Czechia and other teams step up and they play better. And that's good for the tournament overall. But tonight we're going to talk about Montreal Canadiens. Don't forget to go again after the show tonight. We're going to go back straight to the Team Canada, and then tomorrow night we're going to do the game Montreal versus the Florida Panthers. Montreal are on the road trip for 5 games, and they played yesterday. They lost in a shootout, but a miracle happening last night with a big 1 point extra point. We lose on the shootout, but still we'll talk about this tonight and talking about your Montreal Canadiens. That's what we got tonight, honestly. Like I mentioned to you, what really happened last night, and Slafkovsky is in charge now for the Montreal Canadiens. I never thought we're going to go that direction. And then Team USA, just talking about them, just scored a goal, cut the lead now from 2-1 goal. Sold out at Minnesota at the Crown Casino where the Wild play. And like I said to you guys, we're going to do the Team Canada after that. But that's what we got on the program. We're going to be a light show, nothing big. And of course, the red light is always with our best friend, Mr. Nartap, joined us directly from Toronto. He's in the house tonight.
Hello, Coach. Hello, Hockey Nation. We're in the midst of a key time here for all of hockey, not just at the World Juniors, but the NHL is coming at a critical point as well as the year comes to an end and a new one dawns upon us very soon, Coach.
Well said, Mr. Nartap. You're absolutely right about that. And then you can consider this also at the end of the year, not only the World Junior Championship, but also we have one USA is hurt. We have also the Team Canada and all the team roster for the Olympics are going to be in action. Going to be decided at the end of the December 31st. They have to release their roster, so going to follow up this too, because some players like Nick Suzuki, Lennartson, Caufield, or maybe join their team or their country. So we're going to give us all information about that. So we have a lot of things to know the next couple of weeks, and that's what we're looking for, a couple of days, and not weeks, but a couple of days. First, we're going to welcome everybody. Ozio Murphy, welcome in the house. Sorry about your problem you got, but don't worry. We're not going to go that direction, and we're going to take care about all of us together. And glad to see you around. Hopefully you enjoy your night. Of course, Mr. Luciano Graziano, Mr. Tap. Luciano is in the chat.
Welcome, Luciano.
No, you welcome him, but do you think Ebel? Do you think now he doesn't want? He's scared to come live with us? What's going on there?
I don't know. It's a tough one to decide. Like, sometimes he's willing to come and join us, and sometimes he's not. But I'm gonna think he just has a situation that has come up and couldn't join us. But we'll see. We'll see if he joins us on Sunday night.
We talk about talk to talk, walk to walk. So now we have to, he talk to talk. Now he just wait for the next thing to walk. That's not that, but
That's it.
I don't know. I'm a little bit curious about what's happening with him in the next couple of days, Mr. Tap. But we wish him. We want to ask to his wife. We want to say to his wife, speed recovery. I know she's sick, so that's the reason behind that. Luciano is not with us tonight, so nothing wrong for Mr. Luciano. And Eminem is in the house. Welcome back, Eminem. Thanks to be with our Canadian Live Show. Appreciate a lot. And British Columbia. Ovizio knocked the door.
Welcome.
Good morning. Yes. Good morning with 19 Celsius here in Thailand. A little bit cold this morning. The dog is right now
19.
is laid on my foot, and he's like not going nowhere this morning. I stay here. RJ Calabro back in the house tonight. Welcome back. Thanks, Monsieur RJ Calabro. Garrett from Winnipeg, Mr. Top, is in the house. Thanks to be with our Canadian Live Show.
Welcome, Garrett.
A lot about that. And then Pro. Welcome back also. Yeah, was fun yesterday. Carole Leduc, welcome. Bonsoir. Sakoshi always fun to start turning up a notch on the holiday hit. Yeah, you're right about that, Garrett. Honestly, it's true. Trans this season, having a decent start this season, you're absolutely right. PW tonight. Caleb Tinoyer score at 3.5. Good. Show all. Yeah, PW. Tinoyer pick it up a little bit more. The second game, so we'll see if we want to get more time. Mr. Guy from Ontario is in the house tonight. Thanks so much. Mark Elliott, my bet on the night, Baudouin and the eyes for a goal again. So here we go, Mark Elliott. Go with Baudouin.
Let's take it easy on these guys. Let's take it easy.
And then we have a couple of people knock each other. Here we go. They take care about all of them. And we're going to start there. We don't have no headlines tonight. We're going to keep this very simple. Like I said, we're just talking about what's going on around the Montreal Canadiens and a couple of news about the NHL. So going to wake you up a little bit more, the NHL at the beginning. And you have a couple of injuries. One of the big is the Carolina Hurricane announced Mr. Tap, they lost the goaltender, Kuchekov, for the rest of the year. So this is another one right there. It's going to be out for Carolina. We know Carolina fight with a couple of injuries too. Slavin is out. Jarvis is out. Now they lost the goaltender. This is not a good news. They know Anderson not looking good this season as a goaltender for the Carolina Hurricanes. So this is another team. At least they are the top of the Metropolitan, but could have some problem. They play tonight again the Rangers, by the way, and Capitals play the Panthers tonight. We have 11 game for Monday night. It's rare. Why? Because it's holidays, honestly. That's the reason. Then Tuesday we have only 5 game, 10 game Wednesday, and Thursday we have 8 game on the program during the first day of the 2026. So we're going to give you all the information about that. You have a trade and NHL today also. On top, Pittsburgh Penguins have got the forward for the Columbus Blue Jacket, Yegor Chenikov from the Columbus Blue Jacket, and exchange for the forward Danton Hannon, the second round pick 2026, and it was belonged to St. Louis. I think you have another pick with that one. Honestly, RG Calabo, he cannot put all at the same pose, but they get there. Red just take the lead 1-0. Kavrikov scored his 7th goal of the year on power play goal. By the way, Kavrikov. Did Carolina play without Miller?
No, I think he's playing.
Okay, I just because I know the Rangers play tonight, so I was just thinking about this. But I'm stand at the fire. I don't look the chat. I stand at the fire. Here we go. Enjoy Eminem. Don't worry about that. Enjoy. But see, I'm already taking a spot. You're right about that, Brandon. Have a spot right there. Manon Réaume at the game today at the Minnesota Wild for Team USA. Manon Réaume. RJ Calabro. Philip Bryan, welcome back. Mr. Philip from Sherbrooke is in the house. Thanks to be with us. Anyway, Mr. Todd, that trait is only minor. Onil Chinikov has been not a great outcome of his draft by Columbus Blue Jacket. Now the Blue Jacket get the pick from the second they trade for Mason Marshman last week, right? So
That's right.
they come back a little bit that
They
way.
got that back. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but out with Marshman now they need a spot, and Shinnikov does not play a lot. He requests that trade during summer, by the way. It's not like a major trade at the end of the day, but Pittsburgh tried to, you know, pick up a couple of things right there to have another young players inside their team for the upcoming for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think Igor really needed a change of scenery there, so I think it'll be good for him. I thought, just to add to what you were saying before, they had to give up a second round pick in 2026 and a third round pick for 2027, as well as the forward Danton Heinen as well. So I thought that maybe was a little bit steep. They could have possibly got him for a little bit less, but that's the going rate, and you can sort of see what's on the horizon for both these two teams in terms of what they're trying to accomplish. So we'll see
Yeah.
if it helps them on a new team now.
Yeah, sorry about that. Tom Wilson score is 18 goal of the year, 1-0 Washington against Panthers. Wilson, another candidate to play with Team Canada. At some point, they have to
Yeah,
consider him, honestly, for them. Carol asked,
absolutely.
any news on PL returning coach? I think talk about Patrick Liney.
I haven't heard much. He's been. I don't see him before February, from what I had
Yeah,
heard
I
last.
think we
But
go all the way after Olympics.
March, yeah, yeah.
I think that would be my turn for that one over there. I think I'll be there. And then I've almost one of the career goal. Not too bad. Yes, you're right about this, pro. But those goals came like a couple years ago, like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Since the last 3 years, he's been traveling a lot, left and right, pick it up at the last minute, everything like that. But you're right. And then I have a good start of career, and unfortunately did not do anything after that. Unfortunately, and Mark, you talk about that. Ingela and Martin to show with anywhere, pick up the team, run with Kings. Welcome in the house. Thanks to be with us. That said, Mr. Senator, I'm going to give you, we're not going to go too much about news, but I'm going to give you some information about Sven team, and you have to explain to me who are they. And I cannot figure out, and I'm talking about four different teams. Detroit, they are real or not real. Flowers are real or not real. So you give me a little bit more what you think about those four teams, if they are real or not, or if you figure out something. Me, I cannot figure out who they are and how they're going to do this all the way to the end. So you can put other team, but at the end of the day, I just trying to figure out four teams where I believe I could be wrong, but most of the expert put them maybe bubble and out of the playoff.
No, you're absolutely right. Like, there are four teams that, at the beginning of the year, maybe you would have said at best they were bubble teams trying to get in. Uh, Personally, I've always thought very highly of the Islanders. I think that they have strong goaltending, and that's the biggest difference we're seeing between last year and this year. And then, that young defenseman by the name of Schaefer has really helped steady out an already strong defense that the Islanders have. They have big, strong defensemen. Adding Schaefer, who's a great puck mover as well, and can really generate offense on his own, really gave them the push that they needed. And for the most part, they've remained healthy. So I'm not overly surprised with the Islanders, to be honest with you. LA doesn't surprise me from the point of view that they're a team that really shuts things down on you. You're not gonna see LA in too many 7-6 hockey games. They're always involved in 2-1, 3-2, those types of games. Unfortunately, on their behalf, they're on the losing side of those sometimes. There's just not enough offense right now for that team. So we'll see how they hang in there, but it's going to be tough. Philadelphia, similar story to some of the rebuilding teams around the NHL. They're starting to get there. I still think that they'll sort of drop off a little bit, but they've been impressive so far. I think they're like 19, 11, and 5, if I recall. And, that's pretty impressive. And they're a big part of that logjam that's in the Eastern Conference. Detroit, for me, that's been the biggest surprise. I really, once you get beyond that first line and the first pairing of defensemen, uh, I thought that there were problems and holes and gaps with that team, um, and there still is, but they're making it work right now, and that's the key thing. So if they hang in there, I think it'll be a good story. But I suspect that they'll drop off in the second half of the season.
I had a great comments. He comments about something right here, but I will do my analysis about what you just said, so we can to figure out something else. First of all, Detroit, I think they are going to go all the way. I think the beginning of the season was a bit difficult because Gibson's struggling, and their power play is really good. They have a really good power play, so I think they're going to get it, and I think they're not going to go down. And I think it will be interesting to watch Detroit, Mr. Tap, at the trade deadline.
My,
They not,
my my only concern with them, coach, sorry to interrupt, is the fact that their goal differential is I think at about a -5 right now.
yeah.
So that usually speaks to the goal, not the goaltending, but the defense. So that's their biggest gap, I think. I think once you get beyond that first pairing, I'm not seeing much. Like a lot of
Oh yeah,
older,
definitely have Chariot, everybody else, you know what I mean? So,
yeah,
but still, I think it will be interesting. This is a team I think you have better chance to make it or not. Flowers, I think they are real. I think they will take advantage of the lack of the consistency in the metropolitan to make them happen. It's Vladar have an amazing, great season, and
yeah,
then you
yeah.
have also. um Devorak was like really, but I think they are well balanced and they have a good coach behind the bench. I think they're going to surprise. I think it will be a team going to make it. In my opinion, USA just scored a goal again at 3-2 now. Slovakia. The time we're talking, they scored 2 goals. The Panthers tied the game 1-1. Washington and Panthers. That said, for me, the New York Islanders. This is where could be a little bit now. Sorokin, is it out?
He had an injury, but he's back. He's back.
Okay, because he did not play the back-to-back game. He was Riddich did the both game, the
He did
Rangers.
both.
But
Yeah,
this
for
is a
Buckner.
defense team, right? I think this is going to be interesting what they're going to do, and because they are in the mix of rebuild, retools, everything like that, I don't think so. They'll be really active at the trade deadline, so they'll be a team that go. So I will be honest with you. I think the Flyers could make it more at the at the Islanders. That's all we tell us honestly. And the Kings, Mr. Top, I think we give them not enough credit at the beginning of the season because they have a lot of old players, everything like that, and they're hanging there, and they're going to make it because the Western is worse. Like
It's
the
weak.
Western is
Yeah.
like very bad, and they don't going to get. Would be interesting what happened there. Some snow the day before yesterday, Guy, -2 at the moment. Looked like pretty good there. So okay, 3-2. And it's come a couple of things right there. So that's conclude, guys. What happened there? One more time, Mr. Top. I don't understand. Winnipeg, Buffalo, Toronto, Utah. On the good way or on the bad way, depends how you want to say that. No call on that one, no penalty on that one. Team USA and Team Canada, guys. Team USA, Team Czech, Slovakia. Anyhow, Winnipeg, Mr. Tap, a little bit surprise for me. Hellebuck came back and they still not play the next level they was expect what they played at the beginning of the season. Buffalo at what straight 8 game right now, maybe.
8 games.
They are. Toronto is inconsistency of them. One good game, one bad game, and they are not play with the same way all the time. And then Utah, where they are hanging there because the conference is really bad, and they maybe this is another team where we expect a little bit more. So give us what you think about those 4 teams before we move on to the Montreal Canadiens after that.
Yeah, I really expected much more out of Utah. I'll be honest with you, like they're NHL 500 right now. And if you include their overtime losses, they're below 500, obviously. They have some very good stars on the team, upcoming players that have been, consistent on the most part. But again, they've been having some difficulty keeping the puck out of their own end. The goaltending hasn't been too bad. I think Vamelka has been relatively good all year. Still not at the top of his game, but he's held them in. But more was expected. I thought that this team would definitely be in a playoff position right now, or they're hanging right with San Jose. I think they're tied with 39 points. The biggest surprise out of all these teams for me is Toronto. I'll be honest with you. If you had told me at the beginning of the year they'd be second last in the East, I'd say you're nuts. But their problems are just amounting. We're starting to see major gaps in their structure. I'm getting the impression that uh, they've lost the Berube's kind of lost the room with the players a little bit. They've had some injuries, which every you can say that for every team in the NHL just about. But that's played into the equation. And the defense is the biggest problem that they have right now. Goaltending actually has been keeping them in most of the games, but their defense, they just don't have a puck moving defenseman. Riley really hasn't been that great this year, and the other defensemen just have difficulty. They get hit and taken off the puck quite easily. Winnipeg, they weren't doing too badly. I expected that there'd be some regression from last year, but when Hellebuck went down, you saw how much difference a top notch goalie makes for a team. Having said that, there's with him backs now, they're still experiencing problems. And again, I think it centers around the fact that they once you go outside that first line where they're getting, I'd say, 65% of their scoring, there isn't much happening with the second line, and the third line is not as truculent as they have been in the past, right? Like I think the Lowry injury really set them back a bit. They picked up, they gambled on picking up a couple of veteran players this year, and it really hasn't worked out for them yet. Buffalo, it just goes to show you when you get a good luck, a good streak of games put together, and they're playing much better hockey now that they've done some upper management cleanup, and all of a sudden they're sitting, I think 1 point out of a playoff spot. So it's good on them, but same token, they're 8-2 in their last 10 games. Is this a is this something that they can maintain the rest of the year at this pace? I doubt it. But I'd love to see them really make a push.
Yeah, a lot of great comments you make about all four team. Winnipeg for me disappointed. I was not expect to make the playoff, but not play like they do.
Yeah.
Buffalo, this is the annual run. Every year they do it like 10 games and then they disappear. So it's just normal. It's just the Santa Claus show up a little bit early for them. But that's pretty not no, so I'm not going to skip that one. Toronto, I said, Mr. Natap, to you like 2, 3 years ago, Toronto not make the playoff and said who's going to make the playoff. Maybe I'm going to be right. It's not about right around here, but I think Toronto really in bad situation right there. And Utah, that surprised me a bit. Utah is going to be more the goaltending. If the goaltending make it, and I think they'll be fine because I don't think so. San Jose get there now. 3-3 USA guy from Czechia, Slovakia, on that one. On this one. So I just want to sharing with you guys the NHL. Not much here, just go a little bit around. We don't talk about the NHL a lot the last couple of weeks. So we'll see what happens there. We're going tomorrow, Mr. Tap, on the NHL news and Montreal Canadiens news, and Slafkovsky, third star of the game of the week in NHL. Congratulations for Slafkovsky. I believe this is the first time for him his career. It's not going to be the last time, I believe, but he deserves it. We'll talk about Slafkovsky a bit later, but I want to mention just the news we got from them. And nothing else around the Montreal Canadiens. Auto the fact Montembeault is the starter tomorrow night. We're going to talk about Montembeault also the next couple of minutes on tap. But nothing else. No chance. They have a practice today. They put Budzik back and then they put Tacy back. So that's a problem. Another conversation to talk about this the next couple of minutes. So at the end of the day, Ms. on tap, no news for the news for update. Although the fact could be that should be the next one show up. We're going to returning very soon, maybe after the new year, the beginning of the new year. So we have to follow up, of course, what could be that. But that's pretty much it for the Montreal Canadiens. So we'll talk about the game last night, Mr. Tap, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's do it.
And let's see what's happening there. So we're going to get right here. Don't go nowhere. Here we go. We are back here, guys, talking about the Montreal Canadiens. And we're going to start right here with the last 5-4 on the shootout. But I'm going to give you a bit more the positive of the game, Mr. Top. Then I'm going to give you a bit the negative behind the game. I'm going to hear from all of you. Also, yes, Montembeault in the net again for that. Garrett, prediction, Ottawa trade for either Ross Raquel and 26 could be maybe right, and 26 on that one. That's a good move.
You need
good thinking about this.
They might need a goalie before that. We don't know how long Allmark's gone.
Maybe that's Ulmark. They need something there for sure. And how long will be out? We don't know yet for Ottawa. But here what happened in top. 2 good periods. And I'm talking about 2 great periods for the Montreal Canadiens yesterday. John Cooper said after the game, I don't know if you watch his comments, but he said the team played the best. No, the team played the best tonight, or they played the best game. It was the game the team deserved 2 points, and he knows he does not. His team does not deserve to get a 2 point last night, but he got it, and he's happy about that. After that, we have a Jekai at the beginning of the first period. Have a really good fight with Sabourin. Martin Jouy talk about unlucky puck, but at the end, he said, when you unlucky, what's next, right? They talk about at the play, what's next. So something happened, a consequence, but what's next? How are you going to react after that? So he talk about the broken stick example, right? He talk about the Slafkovsky ran the puck on the board, hit the linesman, and bounce back again after that. So he said this is what happening there. Sometimes he said that some night the puck rolled for your team, and sometimes it does not. But he said, look, we are responsible, and we have to deal with that part, and we have to react better on those situations. Slafkovsky, the beast, Mr. Tap, and he proved it yesterday with 3.2 goal, 1 assist, 13 goal already. Is on fire. The second line, I don't know, we have to call them maybe the first line very soon, but the second line stepped up again, and getting now every game. Demidov, Kapanen, and Slafkovsky, they prove that line is getting better and better. Dano played his role yesterday. That's why they pick up him. They did not pick up him for his scoring goal. It's for him to get face-off. He did it. He won a very important face-off for the Montreal Canadiens yesterday, and it was one, again, good thing happened for the Montreal. 2-1 Panthers. Now Sam Reinhart scored his 20 goal of the season, power play goal. Thompson, huge game. I believe for me, Mr. This was his best game. Noah Thompson yesterday with the Montreal Canadiens. I've been difficult with him, but
Yes, you have.
He's very respond honestly about this. And again, it's another concept about to play harder or play with toughness. But this is who he is at the end of the day. Not about his offensive side. And but to be honest with you, I believe he has 7 goals. I could be wrong, but I think he has 7 goals. And is a bit more at what my expectation.
7, yeah.
He's been Mr. Tap a solid defenseman at 5-on-5. He's been this
Oh,
for
yeah.
the couple of years now, and he proved it again. He have only 1 goal, I think, this year in power play. His all the rest is 5-on-5. So give him credit for that. He deserves it. And like I said, I go with facts. When the player does not play the level I expect, I mention. And when they play, I have to tell them, and I do it again. Demidov and Hudson, Mr. Tap. This is what I get out of this game yesterday, Mr. Tap. That's weird, Mr. Tap. The Circus scored a goal. Now they lead 4-3. They have a puck in the blue crease, and they have about 9 player of the 10 was right there in the middle. Guys like to look at a bowling game. Everybody was falling apart in front of the blueprint, and is a power play. So look, all the USA in front of the net, and then someone push someone, and then the puck go. The Czech pushed the puck with his stick. I'm sorry about that, Mr. Tap. I was just watching it. What I get out of this game, Mr. Tap,
Yeah.
is Demidov is 19 years old. Slafkovsky, 21 years old. Hudson is 22 years old. And they are the future Montreal Canadiens, and we talk about 3 solid players right now for the Montreal Canadiens. They have already an impact on how they play. And for me, this is like shake my head. And we talk about Caufield, we talk about Cooley, we talk about Suzuki, and they're all 24, 25. But we talk about 3 new players coming from behind, and they are right now step up their game. And this is just going to be better and better and better. Well, imagine when they're going to be at their peak at the same time. This is going to be a solid team in the future. But I'm really impressed by those 3 players yesterday during that game against Tampa Bay. I think we talk about the team experience, Mr. Tap. We talk about the team mature, and he was not afraid 3 players go against them at all.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. It goes to show that the nucleus for Montreal is there. You're going to have players coming up as well, that will help augment the lines and cement them the way you want. Plus, I think there'll be a move or two that'll be made. We're also, you could add to that list. You said you could add Kapanen as well. You
Yeah,
could
the
add
reason
Fowler.
I don't put
Yeah,
Kapanen there is because I put a second line right there. That's what it's from right there, so you
right.
can see the second line. So at the bottom, I just mentioned the bit in Hudson, but yes, Mark said
Yeah,
the same thing right there. But that's the reason
yeah,
behind that.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And again, it just speaks to hopefully their future and how bright it is. For me, in terms of yesterday's game, like I think you capsulized the key points. The first and the third period, I thought we pretty much dominated. They were the bookends of the game, and yet again, our second period, for whatever reason, I know that there were some lucky breaks for Tampa with broken sticks and timely deflections that led to goals. Like a couple bad things. There was a bad. I think at one point when Demidov broke his stick, he went for a new stick, and it caused Kucherov to. He saw the opening in the zone and took off and got that breakaway. So things to work on, mistakes that a young team will make, but the key thing is to learn from them, right, and move forward. Um, Slavkovsky, I mean, what more can you say? Like we're starting to see, uh, the dividends coming in on the fact that he was a first overall pick for Montreal. Uh, to me, I just look at him and I see maturity. And you mentioned that word earlier. He's taken on a lot of responsibility. You look at that first line when Slavkovsky was on the line, coach. We were one of the top 5 lines, 5-on-5 in the NHL. As soon as he comes off that line, they're not at that same stage. They're not. They're still playing well, both Suzuki and Caufield, but not at the same pace that they were before. They moved Slafkovsky to the second line. All of a sudden, now we have secondary scoring, and he's driving that second line, I think. That's all compliments to his game, Slafkovsky's, and he wins battles and is able to set up the other players, and now he's starting to get some scoring in there. He's up to 13 goals right now, so he's had three multi-point games in a row now.
Yep.
So it's excellent. Like, you like to see this unfold right before your eyes, because it validates us taking him first overall. I just wish our friend Rick Bengal would join us to rejoice in his coming out here, and that's I think what's fantastic about it. And I thought Dobson too. I agree, huge game for him. Um, he played, I think, over 27 minutes last night, something like that. More and more is demanded of him, as well as Hudson, who really drives everything. Like, when you put all your cards on the table, Coach, Hudson is the engine of this entire team, and he gets
I
everybody
repeat
else
this all the
around him
time,
going.
me, and I think A2 is agree with me
Yeah,
too. Hudson is the key. For me, is the key.
yeah,
He's the
absolutely.
catalyzer, or the that's the one. He's the really the heart
Yeah,
of this team. Like, everything go around him after that. For me, he get a big game. He's still the best player for the team every night.
absolutely,
Consistency after
absolutely.
consistency. You're absolutely right about that. It's go right there. He create open space. He's just an amazing hockey player.
Yeah, his hockey IQ is off the charts. The things he does on a nightly basis, consistently, is just phenomenal.
You're right about that for sure. I just want to add one more thing when you talk about Sakelski. Martin said we talk about him after the game last night. He mentioned that the way he mentioned about Sakelski, he said now the game is slower for him, and this is a good comments from Martin
Yeah,
Saint
that's a
Louis,
good comment.
because when you at the beginning, when you're young, you play at the game and you play NHL at a young age, everything is fast, right? Yeah, adjustment, the speed of the game, everything. And now he said that he understood now, for him, is how he can use his body. He said this is the biggest improvement for Slafkovsky. He said is about his body. He knows to apply his 230 pounds. He said 230 pounds, but he said the way he play, he knows to play with his body. You can prove it. But for me, I cannot be disagree with Martin Saint Louis, but for me, it's the one word come on my head. Yeah, two words. One was always the
Jersey,
consistency about Sakoski, right? Remember, like, one good game doesn't move his feet, stay on the wall, everything like that. But the biggest
one
word for
hand.
me is more about in our top is about confidence. This kid is so much confidence. Like, he won the puck. Like, remember, like, Martin, we said that at basketball, who's remember basketball, they said that at the end, you want the best player play with greatness.
On.
Jordan example, right? The James, they won the ball at the end. Brian at the end to put the basket, the ball in the basket net. Same thing with Sakoski yesterday. He won the puck. He won it. He drive it. He's
Yeah,
not afraid anymore. Like, I feel like he does not care about. He make mistake. It's not a big deal. I'm going to go back again. So his confidence is that never top notch. So congratulations for him for sure about this one. On the flip side, Mr. Tap, uh, you have something to mention before we go move on, and I want to mention about the negative. It's not like big negative, but what we get out of the game yesterday for the Montreal Canadiens. I can talk about the 3 goals in the second period. I can talk like that, but I want to mention more the first line first of all. 5-on-5. PW talk about the 5-on-5 a lot in the chat for a couple of years. He talked about Suzuki and Caufield yesterday, everything like that. So I decided to check. Both of them, they have 1 goal in December each at 5-on-5. They
yeah,
accumulate point goal on power play,
Power play.
left and right? But 5-on-5, they are only one goal. Yes, they have point at 5-on-5, not Caufield, but more Suzuki. During the month of December, he get 1 point there, 2 point there, 1 point there. But at 5-on-5, they are struggling very badly, the first line. Then they removed Budzik at the third period. They put TC there. They did the same thing at the practice this morning. The power play, for me, was the power play the first period. We could win that game at the first period yesterday. And special team in NHL, this is what makes it fun at the end of the night. They had too many tie game this season by one goal, or it's 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, whatever it is. And then if you don't score no goal in the power play, that hurt. And that's happening yesterday for me. Montreal should get advantage of the 3 power play. They have only 2 shots, I believe. The second power play, that's it. The rest, it was just go around. The Montreal Canadiens, they scored 2 goal power play the last game before they go to against Boston, right? But Boston, the score was 6-2. They scored 2 goals and 7 attempts. Prior to that game, Montreal Canadiens was 1-19. And now you have to add the 2 goals. They're going to set 3 goals and 26. And now you add yesterday again. It's 3 goals almost and 30, so about 10%. That's not good enough. It does make a really important situation yesterday again, the Tampa Bay Lightning. The third pairing now, we go to Jekai again against Jekai. It's not about Jekai. It's the both together. Struggle and Jekai yesterday, they're struggling. They play only 7-8 minutes the game. But it was every time they was on the ice, they got a score outshot by I think it was 15-4 or something like that, or 12-4. They're struggling on the defensive side, both of them yesterday, and the same pattern, same thing. They score a goal and they get a goal back. Yesterday, happening again. At 3-0, they scored a goal at the beginning of the third period, and then I said, wow, this could be very good. We still have a lot of time to come back, and boom, they gave another goal right away after that, 4-1. Obviously, deflect in front of net, but it is what it is. I said to you, Fuller was a okay game. Not a great game, not a bad game. He finished with 8.818 yesterday, save percentage. He made a couple of big saves, like a 2-1, but the goal after that, the 4 goal came back right away after this. But I cannot blame him for the loss yesterday, to be honest with you. And also, he hanging there. But 4 goals, that's a little bit more, but unlucky for him yesterday. And I'm not going to blame him for that loss yesterday. But it is what it is at the end. It'll be really interesting what he's going to do in the next couple of days. The situation with the 3 goalies in Montreal. But let's give you a little bit the Nick itself. I don't know if you want to add something before we move on.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, trying both Bolduc and Tessier on that right wing of the first line, it just hasn't worked. I think that we saw a couple of years ago, or 2.5 years ago, we saw that Doc had some success on that first line before Slafkovsky became a staple there. So maybe as soon as he comes back, that might be an option to try Doc there. In the meantime, they need a rugged winger that will dig out some pucks in the corner along the boards, set up the players, and away you go. Because a lot of emphasis is being placed on that aspect of the game, and if you don't have the puck, you're chasing it. It's as simple as that. So you need somebody that is will go to the net. Like right now, I mean, I don't want you to laugh at this, but I would even try, even 1 or 2 games, I would try Josh Anderson on the right wing and just see if that helps. He's got the speed to keep up with them. He's got the physicality. Yeah, he's pretty good at digging pucks out in the corners. Why not give him an opportunity for a couple of games, and then when Doc comes back, we try with that until something happens. I agree with you. The third, um, especially when they're together. But third pairing, we will see. And I up in ideal in the third period. And between the two of them, they played Struble and Jack. They played 15 minutes. But that has to improve because you can't keep putting ice time on the type of ice time on Matheson, Hudson, and Dobson, and even Carrier as much as they're getting. It's a long season, and it's not an easy game that you have in a single night that you can sort of take the night off. Like they're going full cylinder every single night, so they've got to figure something out there and rely on the third pairing, whatever that might be. I think
Yeah,
once Gooley comes back, it'll be a big help.
yeah, definitely about that. We have a couple of people here. Welcome back, all of you. Thanks so much, Barry, Bob, and then we have Henry, Wolf, a little bit, N26 a little bit early, Dan Asham, Colette Asham, both of you, and Barry. Rob knocked the door. Thanks for all the likes. A lot of great questions right there. Comment all of different people like that. First thing later for the All Adam Glum stream. Rob, don't worry about that. You can rewatch the record. 2-2 Panthers, Capital, Mr. Tap. 1-1 Hurricane Rangers. Tom Wilson scored 2 goals. I still believe Wilson should be
Nice.
Team Canada on
I
this one.
agree with
Pro,
you.
welcome back also on this one. That's going to create a lot of conversation for on that one. Mr. Tap, going to go on the stood out players and obscure at the office, a turning point on that one, Mr. Tap.
Well, the stood out. I mean, obviously, to me, Slafkovsky's name comes out. I didn't end up going with him, and I'll tell you why in a second. But I thought he had a great game. Again, a multi-point evening. He had 5 shots on goal. He seemed to drive that entire second line, and then especially in that third period, he sort of put the team on his back and made that happen. So I give him a very close honorable mention. But the guy I'll give it to, and I spoke about it earlier. I think it's Lane Hudson. Yet again, just a fantastic game. Where I think he was a +1. He just had 1 assist to show for it in the evening, but he was involved in just about every single goal that Montreal scored. Played 28 minutes yesterday. Even had 2 block shots as well. So I'm going to give my stood out to Lane Hudson. My obscure, I'm going to give to Dobson. I agree with what you were saying earlier. I thought it was one of his best games. He had a goal and an assist yesterday. He had, I think, 5 or 6 shots on net. He had 2 or 3 block shots. He had 2 hits, played over 27 minutes. And a 5-on-5, he's proven to be exactly as advertised. Of course, he's got gaps in his defensive play sometimes, and sometimes that's what is the lasting image in our minds. But when you put the entire game together, you see that he's a very valuable right-handed defenseman for Montreal. To the office, I'm going to send the combination of that third pairing, Struble and Jacky. Again, just to sort of remind them to keep the game simple. We need you more out there, just doing the simple things. We can't be at a disadvantage when you're on the ice. We just need equal. No goals scored, no goals against. If we do score, great, but just try not to get us in a hole. And the turning point for me, a couple things came to mind, but I'm going to say the Sabourin and Jacky fight. I thought that that was something that came from the last game as well. I think it sort of set the tone for Montreal. There's a couple fights now, even in the Boston game. I thought that was a turning point when Jacky had that fight with Zadorov as well. Um, it just goes to show the value that a Jacky can have for a team. And I don't just mean the fighting. I think that he has a lot more to offer than, guys like Delorier that play only 4 or 5 minutes a game and are out there strictly for one reason and one reason only. That's not the case with Jacky. And I think as he puts the entire picture together and knows exactly what his role is, he's going to be valuable to them. especially when it comes to the playoffs.
Well said, well done for your comments about all the things. I think PW read my mind because it's exactly what I got. Slafkovsky, obscure, Dobson, but I'm going to get an obscure a little bit. I'm going to give to Dobson, but I think Dano for me because obscure. I tried to find a player does not have no point on the score sheet, and Dano because his face off at the right time during the important face off, he did it. He went for the Montreal Canadiens, and I think this is I want to give you other office trouble for me. And I'll be honest with you, I think Mark said something. Someone said in the chat, at this point, why not to use Engstrom over Strobel? Like right now, Engstrom cannot be worse. I think Engstrom
100%.
Jacky play better with Engstrom at Strobel, in my opinion. So I think I would go that way on this one. The turning point, you have many of them for that. I think for me, the first goal of Demidov, whatever they score back Tampa Bay is one of them. The second goal, and then, of course, the Slafkovsky at the end was fun to watch. And one thing I learned for the game yesterday is this part. Nothing is guaranteed anymore with 3-goal lead. Mr. Tap in NHL. Never
It's the
could
new
be anybody
2-0
else
lead.
on that one. Oscar of his career, turning point, Dobson goal on that one. Mark, so a lot of great comments here, guys, on this one. Mr. Tap,
Yes,
we have
sir.
a problem in Montreal.
Houston, we have a problem.
We have a problem in Montreal. From an expert, follow hockey, write for the elite prospect, and put a bomb in Montreal social media today, guys. And I want to share this with all of you. People was upset, but something you have to figure out, Mr. That we have a problem. Michael Edge, he said he's not going to be a top 6. He compared Michael Edge à Kirby Doc. A hard the reason why. Contact, physicality of the game, inside positioning, forechecking, consistency. Consistency might very badly right there. A face-off. They are all the elements of what he believe. Michael Edge is a problem right now, and the fans in Montreal should be a little bit more worried about that. And before you give him a top 6, he believe he a little bit like Kirby Doc. He played at Kirby Doc, and he said also it would take time. So I don't want to put him out of the box, but he said it would take time and NHL. So if the fans expect Michael Edge to be with Montreal to become the top 6, everything, maybe you are false road for him. Expect maybe 4 or 5 years before he play at that level of NHL. So, Mr. Tap, this is what is coming from Andy Kitchener, whatever his last name, and from Elite Prospect after he follow him constantly, and he write for them. So, it was not welcome, and the Montreal Canadiens fans in the chat on the X account, honestly, today. But Marco wrote, he said Jordan Kyrou prototype. So I'm just not sure. I just want to share with you this, what the people think about in the chat and what you think about that. So I would like to hear from you, what you how you feel.
I think that there's a lot of rubbish in that statement. I would disagree with everything except probably face-offs. I think that there's a lot of room for improvement. I think he's dancing somewhere around 42-43%, and if he wants to be a centerman, he's got to do a lot better than that. I agree with that aspect. The rest, in terms of his positioning, look at his forechecking. Like, just look right now at the World Juniors. Pretty much he's driving that line, and he's making contact. He's making himself physically present. He's been probably their most consistent player on that team. We saw his overtime goal as well. He got the player of the game. Like I will it take time? Of course. I mean, a lot of the young players, like look at Slafkovsky, who was deemed the number one overall, and before we started seeing some improvement in his game, the NHL is a big step for I'd say about 90 to 95% of the prospects coming up. Very few can just jump into the NHL and be like Hudson was, or Schaefer. Even Connor Bedard, when he came up, had some difficulty, and now he's starting to roll. I think Hage is, and you can make the argument. Do you think he will be a centerman in Montreal, or will be more of a winger? I can digest that a little bit more, that conversation, and entertain it. But to say that he's not really, at the level that Montreal expects him to be eventually, I would disagree with that. I think he's progressing very nicely, and don't underestimate some of the intangibles. This is a kid that was proud to be drafted by Montreal, and sometimes stuff like that drives you, and if you have already the talent and you have the drive, those are ingredients for success in the NHL. So, will it take 2 or 3 years? I think so, absolutely. I don't expect him to jump in the next year or two, and just take over the 2C position, or any other position for that matter. But he will definitely be a part of their future.
A good point about that. Yeah, that a great comments in that chat also. Thanks again for all the likes we got tonight. I want to make a point here to be sure we don't blast the guy like badly, right? He said it would take longer time, so he think about 4 to 5 years, Mr. Tap. That's why his prediction
How,
on
how
Michael
long did
Edge
it
to
take
become a top
Slavkovsky?
six in the NHL. So so that would give him about 24, 26, 20, 25, 26 years old when he's going to be on his best. That's same as on top. 4 or 5 years from today, Montreal Canadiens, how they going to wait until then to get a center or a top six, or what they going to do? So here, my question for all of you: many years. So how going to do? Solution, is it a trade or a UFA, or are they going to do organically, internally, the solution of that one? And on talking about the top six guys, I didn't say second center. It's just a top six we talk about right now. It's just to be sure we are on the same page, everybody, and you can share your opinion if you don't mind. But how you feel about that?
Well, I think what will end up happening. I mean, obviously, you would want it to come from within the organization itself, but there's never any guarantee, right? We could talk about Zarowski, and I think he's doing fantastically well. But again, let's wait and see before he gets to the NHL level and how he's doing there. Uh, like Cage, we just discussed the fact that it might take some time, but I think he's got the ingredients to be a top six, without a doubt in my mind. Um, eh, how will it come from Montreal in the interim time? I think it'll have to come from what I see how Hughes is operating. It'll probably come through a trade. I don't really. I think sometimes you end up overpaying for UFAs, and it's a lot of times it's a gamble. We don't have to look any further than Nashville a couple years ago, when they picked up Marchessault, and they picked up um, uh, oh, his name escapes me right now, Stamkos, and the fact that they haven't had much success there, and it paid a lot of money. It tied up a lot of money salary, and they weren't able to make many moves after that. And they're not the only ones. We've seen it in the past with the Rangers. We've seen it with a few other teams. It more than likely, the UFAs don't work out in your favor without sort of handcuffing the organization from moving forward. Yes, there's an increase in the salary cap. I get that, but is that how you're willing to spend it, right? I think they're better off trying to get a hockey trade. They have the assets that they've accumulated over the years. I know their picks are now not as plentiful as they used to be, but they still have some key picks that they can help create a package in order to help you get that uh, top six player. And again, I'll agree with you. I won't use the word 2C, but definitely top six. So I think that that's the direction that they're looking at, and it makes the most sense.
Yep. Sorry about that. USC just scored a goal, Mr. 5-4, beginning of the third period. That's a crazy game about that. And that's the first time in this game USC lead. Jim again taking charge about that. Mooney got an assist tonight, Mr. for the team from Montreal Canadiens prospect. Mooney got an assist. And Spilassi got 2 points for them. And Jim against Boston Bruins, Mr. Tap, scored a goal. On this one, we had a couple of great comments in the chat. N26, Pro, Wolf, and PW. And return on that, I think I agree with you. I said this many times, Mr. Tap. Ab need more a winger for the, not on the first line, but they need a winger on the top six, Mr. Tap, at the center, in my opinion, right now, if they want to help the team. We're going to talk about him first, then we're going to talk about my next subject, Montembeault and the net tomorrow. Again, the Fleur Panthers. So first, my question to you is, are you surprised? And secondly, what is next after that? What we're going to be? And the Clash, I have a question about this, but I'm not going to ask you this right now. But what's going on? Are you surprised a bit? Is Montembeault tomorrow night? Or it's not Tobesh?
Yes and no. I'm surprised from the perspective that these games, especially in the next couple of weeks, mean a lot, and I think that their priority is to try to give themselves the best opportunity to get the 2 points. So from that angle, I'm surprised that they're putting them in net, Monty, especially against Florida. But if there's one thing we learned from last year is that a three goalie system does not work. Goaltenders, for the most part, do not like that. They like a particular routine. They know pretty much when they're going to be playing, who's the starter, who's the backup. For the most part, very few teams have 2 1As. There are a few in the league, but for the most part, they understand their role and they go out there and they practice and they adhere to the regiment that gets them ready for that type of game. So to have three goalies, I don't see it happening. Um, does that mean that if Monty puts in a good game, that they're going to bring Dobesh back down to Laval? Like, I don't see that. Or are they going to put Fowler down? I think that's probably the one of the options that they have. Is if Monty can hold his own, I think that they would want Fowler to just complete the year with Laval and bring him up only at need at times. But it could also be setting up for a trade. I would not rule that out, and so they're probably showcasing him and seeing if that draws any attention. I don't believe that that'll be the case, but if you're asking me, give me just one scenario. If Monty plays well, I do see them probably sending Fowler down.
Yeah. Guy, we have a fight right now. Olivier versus McDermott. This is a heavyweight. If you have a chance watching this live right now, Ottawa, and Olivier right now hit McDermott, and now McDermott reverse Olivier. That's it. Nothing else, guys, between both of them.
Sure.
So that's it. Nothing, no fight. McDermott is going to be the locker room. I don't know why, but that's it. So nothing there. Blue Jacket take the lead 1-0, Mr. Tap against the Senator.
And just answering an NAS question there, imagine Monty lets in 5 goals and loses, then what? I think the writing's on the wall. I think Monty has not held his own. Unfortunately, you would have to option him down or put him on waivers, and you take the risk that you lose him, which is fine. I don't think it's a big risk for Montreal.
Yeah. Roger Bouchard talked a lot on Discord with me. You can guys talk to me on Discord. I'm always there, like 17 hours per day. I'm on Discord, so you can pick me up there. Join us there. A lot of people talk to me privately, ask a question, and Roger Bouchard asking me what happening with Montembeault. I think for me, Montembeault, nothing happened to him until they figure out with Fowler. I think Fowler is the card for Montembeault. Because if Fowler start to have a bad game in the next 3 weeks, 2 weeks maybe, and then you have a two bad game, something like that, it's easy to send Fowler and Laval, and that's it. Because his development is longer. It's just right now, I believe this is the reason. Whatever happened to Montembeault, I think he's just holding there. If you have a bad game yesterday, they're going to put him in the closet for a couple of days, and 1 week, 2 weeks, like that. But if Fowler fall apart, that's what could happen now. They're going to send then exactly him. So maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's my perception about that.
Yeah.
Anybody have a comments or a question, guys? Don't hesitate. We have about a couple of minutes here before. This is a special edition of the Hockey Nation, the red light spot for before the game. Canada will be live in 30 minutes and 10-15 minutes. Do the Team Canada. Don't go nowhere. Just change the live stream. Flames on top. I want to talk about this. The first line problem, the winger side. We talked a little bit about Budzik situation, and the people chat on go a little bit more deeper. But it was one of the big conversations we have tonight. You talk about Anderson to get there, and then maybe try him there. But at the end of the day, Mr. Tap, is it not Suzuki and Caufield need to step their game? Like, we can blame the guy there, the third wheel, but at the end of the day, I think the both players right now are struggling.
Yeah, they're both struggling, no doubt about that. But I honestly think that the three players that play on any particular line have to complement each other in terms of what their roles are. And on that line, you have somebody like Suzuki and Caulfield that we know their roles, but they're not primarily. Even though their game has improved in this aspect, they're not primarily guys that will go in the corners and dig out the puck for you. They're not guys that will necessarily get in front of the net and or drive to the net like a big solid forward winger would do. Like as I mentioned earlier, Josh Anderson, right? Or when Kirby Doc comes back. I mean, he had the most success when he was on that line. So why not revisit it and at least try? What do we have to lose by trying these two guys there? We've tried with Bolduc. It hasn't quite panned out. He maybe had one good game or two with them. Tessier is more of a finesse kind of player. I don't see that really complementing that line. So you need that type of forward that complements Suzuki and Caulfield, because what it does also is it creates space for them. If you have a winger like, and again, I throw out Doc or Anderson out there as an example, that goes in there, digs the puck up, draws the defense to them, and then that opens things up for the other two to sort of get themselves in better position to score or to get them, to a point where they can set somebody up.
Good point about that, and I not disagree with you about this. And the time we're talking and watching the game right now, question for all of you. I know it's Buffalo Sabre, Mr. Tap scored a goal in the first 2 minutes of the game, 1-0 against the Blues. Noah Aslan got a goal, 7th of the year. I want to bring to you this, first of all. And it's not make sense if I said to you Demidov is maybe the right answer, because you destroy one line working well, and then you put the on the first line, right? But in the future, I'm talking about, guys. Do you think I see that scenario, guys? I could be wrong here. I understand.
It
I've
could
been
be.
wrong many times, Mr. Tap. I
Yeah.
see Kapanen, Mr. Tap, a third center in NHL. What's wrong to put Slafkovsky as a center?
Uh, Nothing's wrong with that. I don't think it's something that's outrageous to think about.
Now I'm destroying the
I
second line, Mr. Tap, because I put
oh,
Demidov on the first line on that one.
right.
Right? I put Slafkovsky there, and I'm not talking right now. I'm talking about the next 2-3 years. I believe Zarovsky will be a good element of the second line and the future. That said,
Agreed.
I'm going to repeat the same thing I said before. We're missing a player top 6 in Montreal. Whatever you can call it, I think Kubidak is not the right answer. I don't think Bodzik is the right answer. I don't think it's New Hook is the right answer. I think we're missing another top 6 right there. But I feel for me, of course, if you get Ratanen example, it's just a name. I just put a name right there. Play with maybe with Suzuki and Caufield. But I feel like Demidov. The reason I put Demidov on that first line is on top. He has so much a great hockey vision, passing, because I think we are underestimate or underrated Slafkovsky on the first line, because what is passing, Mr. Tap? Slafkovsky is a great. He passed the puck better to many players in Montreal Canadiens. I think after Hudson, he's maybe the next one. So my point of view is that if you put him, Demidov on the first line, that will help in the first line, and Slafkovsky as a center with Zarovsky, and then you add the top 6. I'm not talking, guys, this year. I'm not talking next season. But I'm talking 2-3 years from today. I think Slafkovsky could be a center in NHL, no doubt. A little bit like Tage Thompson did a couple of years ago, Mr. Tap. Again, I could be wrong. I'm just talking about suggestion, everything like that. Nothing definitely right here, right?
Yeah, I definitely have room for that conversation, as long as it's something that's long term and when he's ready to accept a bigger role. I think right now we're seeing that he's experiencing a lot of success driving that second line, and we saw what he can do to help out that first line. Let's let him experiment and stay there, and build on that confidence aspect of it, and then down the road, if need be, I still think it'll be addressed else other ways, but if need be, and you want to try him as a 2C, I mean, it's always open for a conversation for sure.
Why will you mess with the best line, coach? Again, I'm going to repeat this to be sure we understand. And now the Blues tie the game, guys, 1-1. I don't said today. I don't said this week, this month, next month, or this year. I'm talking the next 2-3 years. That's what I'm talking about. Slafkovsky want to play center. Yeah. That was his words get out of his interview 2 days ago. Is it a good center? We have to wait. But now we add, Mr. Tap, a 6'3", 200-something pounds in the center line. You bigger right there. That said, nothing wrong to put him on the winger. I have no problem with that part over there. I just said, I feel for me, Demidov would be an excellent winger on the first line. If they have a top 6, you can also keep Demidov on the second line, a little bit like Toronto did with Marner and Matthews. Then they got Nylander and Tavares. I can understand that, the duo. I just bring that element. I don't say I'm going to change that. I just bring something happening on the conversation right there. So Again, Lafleur was a
I think we'll
playmaker
address
as
it.
a winger. Leave Slafkovsky where he is played right there. About that one over there. Every time
I
Montreal
agree.
try a winger at center is always an up early. Um, yeah, I think you talk
Pretty
about
much.
Drouin, possible about this one over there.
Yeah.
But again,
Yeah.
it's nothing. I don't want me. I didn't said that because that's what I want. I just bring that because that's what they are talking about. That's the trend right there
Yeah.
on that one. But
You're
again, I'm not going to
spitballing.
change the second line right there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. I understand where you're getting at. I think it'll be addressed one way or another before it even gets to that conversation. But I can see the point you're making, and it's not an outrageous suggestion. It's definitely something that if he were to convert properly to a centerman coach, I mean, you said it. You could be looking at a Tage Thompson kind of player.
exactly. The second day, we said to you also, I feel like for me, I know you're not going to like it because people like him a lot. I think for me, the Montreal Canadiens will be a solid team if Kapanen is your third center. And I'm going
Yeah.
to refer to the Panthers with Lundell. Lundell
Yeah. Yeah.
is really the key on that line, on that team over there. You have Bennett and you have Barkov. If a player on the top six missing, or if the top six does not working hard or working does not work, couple of game, what you do? That is your flat, spare on your car, right? You have a flat
Yeah.
tire, you have the spare and the trunk. Same thing with Kapanen. I think he could be that player for the Montreal Canadiens. And if Kapanen become your third center, that team Montreal Canadiens will be a solid team in the NHL. Again, and I said it will
100%.
happen. I just feel like if you want to have a better team, a stronger team, I think that's what I feel it could be that way over there. So again, it's just sharing. It's not like that's what I want. I just what we heard and what the people was talking about this one, Mr. Tap. Finally, we have to go the next 4 minutes, Mr. Tap. World Junior Championship, Mr. Tap, 2026. Since what's going on, everything. What do you feel about this one over there? That's crazy, Mr. Tap. I see something at the TV, RDS. It hurt. It hurt, Mr. Tap. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I cannot
Yeah.
say why because it's just that makes
Say
sense
it.
to me.
Say it, coach. Say it. We don't
I,
hold back
I
here
don't
on
get it. I don't
Puck
get
Nation.
it. I don't get it. Mr. Tap. But it is what it is. 6-4 Team USA with 12 minutes to go remaining. We'll see what happens. I don't know what they're going to do with Team Canada start, honestly. They don't like each other, Team USA guys and Team USA and
No.
Team Slovakia right there. They're still pushing each other, guys, behind the net. James Higgins upset about that. Anyhow, what do you saw so far after a couple of days on this tournament?
Well, you're seeing parity, right? Like a lot of times, and I know PLW and I have been exchanging a lot of comments in the chat over the last couple Canada games. And I think he's more of the philosophy: just put your best skilled players out there, and there's an argument to be made for that, without a doubt. But I think the way the roster construction is done, a lot of times it doesn't leave room for all the talent player there. Like you look at Team Canada right now, and they're playing through a couple of injuries, right? You look at Martone is not 100%. Misa hasn't played very much, even when he was with San Jose. He's slowly starting to get his game back. I think as the tournament goes along, we're going to see a strengthening in the team. The only thing I'm questioning right now is their defensive structure. It hasn't been. They give up far too many high danger opportunities. They're not clearing the puck as well as they should. Um, I think I would like to see some changes being made there in terms of maybe the pairings or bringing in a couple of extra players and switching them up. I think I think they're doing that tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, I'm not worried about the fact that they struggled, yesterday with Latvia and or 2 days ago, and then the previous game when they played Czechia. I mean, there's a lot more parity worldwide, and a lot of the teams that know that they possibly don't have the same uh, probability of winning as, let's say, Team USA or Team Canada, or when Russia was there, Team Russia, uh, or Sweden, Finland. Like their games that they get up for are the ones when they play USA and Canada. We're seeing it tonight. We're seeing it in previous games. The difference is last year we lost those two games. This year we won both of them. So take it in stride. Canada will always be there. They have character players.
You're right about that. You can talk about Pittsburgh and some play did not select everything like that. St. Louis Blues just scored a goal,
Yeah,
2-1, Mr. on top. The Blues, a back-to-back goal for the Blues. Snuggerud scored a goal. He's back now. Snuggerud missed a couple of weeks in December, November. Now he's back with the team. Bronicky is not looking good. Jay, talk about this. Jay, welcome back, by the way. Anyone see Fanatic put out Suzuki Team Canada merchandise? I see the comments today about that. Is it reason behind that, or is it just they try to sell things with that one?
yeah. I mean, I honestly wish before there's always going to be leaks in terms of who's made the team, and that's happened in the past. I wish they would really keep it under seal. It would make it for so much more excitement in terms of imagine they're announcing the team the day of and nobody knows exactly who they selected, media wise and insiders and things of that nature. It just makes it for a better opportunity to do branding and raise the excitement level and bring in more people to watch. They should do it live, and I think that would add to it. Like, I hate when you start seeing it on X and oh, so and so just made the team and leaked out or whatever. It kind of takes the excitement away for me, because as we've been speculating all year long, even going back to last year from the Four Nations, there's players on that are on the bubble in terms of making the team or not making it, or ones that made it for the Four Nations that may not make it for the Olympic team. So it creates a lot of excitement, and you're seeing those players having relatively good years, right? Like, by all standards, coach, if all things being equal, you um, take the Four Nations out of the equation. If you're looking at Bennington's record this year,
Right.
would you select them?
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at
Uh,
all, right? But yet, I think Cooper's the coach. I think he has a lot of confidence in him, and they're going to rely on the fact that he's won big games and he's been in the national spotlight before, and he might have a spot. He might not be a starter, but he's going to be one of the three.
Definitely, they're going to get him for sure. I think they're going to get this. But will be interesting the selection because he's going to like everything, Mr. Antap. You always someone never make it, and they have a controversy like Martin Saint-Louis a couple of years ago, right? It was a big controversy in Team Canada. But we have to wait about that, Mr. Antap. Don't want to waste more of your time. I know you have to go at 8:30, so I want to give you the chance to go there. And then I want to thank you because we called this show at the last minute. And Mr. Antag was really nice, a place to be with us today. So really kind of you to be with us. I'm going to see you next week. And then we have a new partner is going to be with us. Luciano Graziano will be with us. And we'll see what he's going to bring on the table. And about the Toronto Maple Leafs and the rest of the team. Luciano, he knows, honestly, follow hockey a lot. He follow the Montreal Canadiens, everything like that. So definitely it's going to be a great asset for us. So
A great
I'll let you know
asset,
right away
yes.
there, Mr. Anta. I'm going to finish the show a couple of more minutes. So I don't want you to
Yep.
miss that. So thanks again. I can wait. I'll maybe see you a little bit later, One Team Canada at the game.
Sounds great, coach.
Go to that. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate that, Mister.
Good
And
night,
after that,
everyone.
guys, with us tonight are the Red Lights. We came here for 90 minutes just to sharing a couple of comments. Why early? Not at 8:30 tonight, because we do the Team Canada game against Denmark. It's going to start the next couple of minutes. So I just want to sharing with you. And I think it was it was really a good moment to talk about the Montreal Canadiens again. It's about just sharing different opinion, everything like that. Like we can be disagree or agree, but at the end of the day, one thing we have in common, we have the passion about the game and about the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal return tomorrow night against the Fleur Panthers. Panthers will be another game, a team against Montreal Canadiens are going to be a back-to-back. Will be interesting what they're going to do. Montreal tomorrow night. Montreal between the pipe and. For the Montreal Canadiens, we see Martin Saint-Louis make some kind of modification. Remember, guys, we still have 5 injury key players for the Montreal. Patrick Laine, Kirby Dak, Alex Neho, Caden Coley, and Jake Evans. So this is going to be very interesting what's happening when everybody will be back. And we did not talk about Gallagher tonight. And I'm going to bring this maybe at the Team Canada, because I think for me, it's time right now for Team Canada, not for the Montreal Canadiens, to figure out about Gallagher. I think at some point they have to figure out something else. Yoda, Bob Smith said 40% rebuild, not finished. You don't trade full asset for a second center right now. Too risky move. Don't know what Kapanen is selling. Please don't know if Suzuki can play center. Only 40% Suzuki will be 4 years better. Speed up. Back letter. Mark. Go Habs. Go N26. About that, you're welcome, Mr. Tap. Detroit, Canada, Denmark will be at the end of this game on this one. So going to move out here, guys, really quickly. And we appreciate all the people in the chat. We appreciate all the people, Moderator, Luciano, and Run with Kings. We want to thank Mr. Naftab for the co-host for the night. But first of all, we want to thank all of you been with us for many years, or maybe many months, or maybe many weeks, or many days. At the end of the day, you make it friends. The channel grow honestly in the last 6 weeks. Come with a success on Montreal Canadiens, but it come also with all of you guys to make a big friends of the channel. And again, keep pushing, bring more people. More people, we are better have a great conversation. We try to take care about all of you, but we hope you enjoy when you come here every time. And I can't wait to see all of you right there after the next 5 minutes for the Canada versus Denmark. And then tomorrow, Montreal Canadiens versus the Fleur Panthers. Until then, my friend, only one thing I know about each one of you. You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. That's exactly what I'm thinking about each one of you. Happy New Year, everybody. And enjoy the week of holidays with your friend and family. You still have a couple of days before 2026. Conclude and make a statement on a red print on your year 2025 and ready for 2026. Check what you need to improve in your life and be ready. And for me, I wish all of you health and success for whatever you want to accomplish in 2026. Until then, my friend, be well, be health. Find a way not only to dominate your day, but find a way to dominate the second half of what? Someone said 2026, of course. And thanks everybody to be a part. M&M N26 again, always a pleasure talking with you. And PLW, Mark, Luciano, Dan, Ab, Coach, any suggestion for Gallagher later? Yeah, I have a suggestion for him. Life is going to be with 4 days week now working. People want to have 3 days off and 4 days working. Maybe for Gallagher it would be the same thing. Play only 2 games per week. But we'll see. Hockey Nation, Hab Nation, and all the animal in the paradise or the kingdom of Thailand want to tell you one more thing. We love you, friend. Good night, everybody. For 5 minutes, I'll be right back for the Team Canada. I appreciate all of you. Thanks, Bob Smith. Thank you, Guy. À demain. There we go. À demain, Bob. Demi Angstrom would say young, would say 40% are finished product. Yep. Nick Cole, no, it take me 5 minutes. 5 years, they are on the earth use explain the plan. When it got here to them, Luciano, Gallagher, we'll be back. Pro, Susan Valeno out. Here we go. I don't talk about him. Booyah!